like, good morning, everyone. Doing a little more diamond dots. Possibly also talking about optical isolations of chiral formations, racemic formations, allowing one-way activity. I'm pretty sure that when you look at the Veritaseram's video on quantum entanglement, that they are referring to rotations, but those rotations are probably actually rotations of polarized light from optically isolated enantiomers of, well, any chemical you wish to choose that would have a chiral configuration. So, and I was wondering how that works. It's like, they probably discovered that those two enantiomers talk back and forth between one another, because when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure that when electrons have a racemic formation in the same reaction vessel, the electron gets confused, it gets stuck on going between both electron clouds instead of just the one. And so it's like, we see electrons doing this all the time, where they drop in between valence levels, they drop out of the universe and then appear in another discrete level somewhere else. It's just like, but what if it was an entire probability cloud of an entire molecule, or a pair of molecules, or two groups of molecules that all share the same space, or possibly at the same time in the cases of chiral silicon, and possibly no black box technology that would probably be derived from that. But yeah, dude, transmitting information via satellite or ENM is antiquated technology. It's like, we'd really prefer to work without relativity anyways, but that doesn't mean you can have a Kerbal Space Program situation where you can have a robotic probe that has no relativity delay when you give it instructions, which of course would detract from the game miserably, because like, you know how hard it is to make a robot as smart as a space explorer? It's like, that's why you can't just up and make a Mars rover that just shows up there and then have someone drive it around. By the time that 8-minute signal gets there, on the delay from it takes to get from here to Mars, your Mars rover could be at the bottom of a cliff. So this is all discussed in Carl Sagan's Cosmos, which is one of my favorite series of all time, by the way. So you actually got D is 3, and then, okay, yeah. Anyways, so what's the deal with optical isolations instead of racemic? It's like, so racemic can be put into the brain, whatever chemical I'm referring to, obviously. It's not just the ones I've talked about, it's probably a couple others, but anyone that has a racemic formation has quantum entanglement states attached to it based on its preferential uptake and distribution within the brain, using what I call static block elution, which is literally just the likelihood that the sockets, that the binding sites on the synapses, have a certain handedness about them. And the reason why we hear voices or have so-called psychosis, which is a fake fucking diagnosis, by the way, is because one of the enantiomers preferentially goes on the reactive side of the brain, and then the other enantiomer preferentially goes to the send side, allowing one-way transmission of thought unless it's racemic on both parties. And this doesn't just apply to humans. As the Mr. Beast on Discovery Channel show that I was writing, it's not actually Mr. Beast's show, it's just the idea that, he starts taking care of animals. Is like, that's the premise. That's why it's called Mr. Beast on Discovery Channel, as if he had a animal show. And this became the springboard for talking animals and parodies of the celebrities who are going to voice them, which were chosen specifically because it'd be easy to AI stitch their voices together. Because like, dude, I'm poor AF, man. I can barely afford a vape. And so it's like, if I just had this AI generated, it might get distributed and adored by everyone a lot faster and cheaper than if I tried to produce it. But then that's why I was like, oh, well, Lady Gaga in the Simpsons episode, when she stars, she talks about Paws Up Little Monsters. It's like, it's like, why do we call it Paws Up Productions? And then the whole thing is talking animals, and then I just start talking about it as if it was real, and maybe someday it will be. But meanwhile, it's literally just a bunch of notes on my phone that I free wrote while I was living out of my car for the last couple months. So, but yeah, I started just talking about things as if they already existed, just to make them plot devices. Like, for example, I applied to be part of the King County Sheriff's Office, but was rejected for several criteria. And so it's just like, I just pretend that I still work there. And so that's like the King County Sheriff's Office, like KCSO or whatever, is just kind of a plot device. It's like, oh yeah, of course I work there. I work for the K9 unit or something like that. And so that was also based on the Dog Detective series, which is a series of audio files that I recorded because I couldn't figure out my lines for auditioning for the writers on Backstage app. The Backstage app is actually really cool, but like, I couldn't figure out how to get resources out of it. So it's like, and asked to have my account deleted, even though I was like, honestly, I'm pretty sure I still want my account, or at least want my friends on there, because it's like, yeah, dude, my buddy Nick Bate has like the voice, and it's like, you gotta get on this fucking app, dude. And it's like, did radio. He's such a character in real life too. It's like, you kidding me? We actually had a really good carpet demo yesterday. It's like, need the work. Just need someone to help him haul stuff and hold the carpet. It's like, it's not just shit you need a license for. It's like literally just holding the shit and pulling out nails and stuff. But we work really good as a team. The trick is to work in as a gopher and a doer. It's like, yeah, it's gonna has elements of sub-dom, but it's just like, dude, it's not actually done in any way. It's supposed to be collaborative. But it's like, I'm strong and really mobile. He's a little older and a little more experienced. So it's like, dude, let me be the gopher. I'll carry all the tools. I'll toss all the shit in the dump. I don't give a fuck, man. It's like, you just call the shots because you're experienced in contract work. I'm like, I just have steel toes and will not to be starved to death. Anyways, we did a time-lapse video, which is hella cool. It's like, dude, look how fast it's like. It's nice to relive the memory of it without having to think too much about the labor. It's like, it just seems to do itself when you watch the video. Anyways, I like doing time-lapses, including this one up here, using my old iPhone 13. And set up on a tripod while I do the stream, because diamond dots are really cool to watch. This crystallize out of a video, basically. I just do like a little bit at a time, clear the tray, because having a tray of these and trying to put them back into a bag is a futile exercise, so that's why I do it like that. But yeah, I'm just going through getting this region, and then I'll peel up the other part and cover it back up, and because the adhesive is pressure set and sensitive to dust, so it's like, yeah, just always cover it up and only do a little bit at a time. Also take breaks. I was working on the kitchen table behind me, so the dining room table behind me, but it's like, it's a good working height, but it's like, I can't see. I need lights from both sides. They have 9 overhead, and so, because I couldn't see the letters because the shadow of my own hand, even with a tiny overhead halogen light, which is still on the table there. So yeah, this is a lot easier to see what I'm doing, and being able to see what you're doing is super important, because it's like, yeah, what's the good of having excellent visual acuity if you're looking at a shadow for the part where it matters most? It's like, hey, look, you see everything. Oh, now I can't see it. Sit, there. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, but yeah. Diamond dots thoughts. Diamond dots thoughts. Because you're going to have a lot of time trying to figure things out while doing these. It's like, the system's quite ingenious, by the way. They use this non-adhesive wax that has just enough surface tension and adhesion, cohesion properties that it's like, it just barely outweighs the force of the, or outsticks the force of the other adhesive. So you can pick up the dots, not make them sticky or wet, but then have them stick down as soon as you activate the pressure set adhesive. I'm assuming it's a pressure set adhesive, as most are. I'm assuming this came from a tape factory where they simply just run a print on the tape, and the swath is literally, you know, this one's 20 by 30 centimeters. They run a 20 centimeter wide swath, lay down a layer of adhesive, and then send it on its way for someone like myself to put together over the course of many dozen hours. This one I'm going to estimate is probably about the same as Midnight Cat, because the Midnight Cat does not have clear boundaries. Did the calculation on this one, it counted all the beads up, and it is 53 by 88. And so that means 4,664 beads. I did the calculation in advance, so don't think I'm like some sort of mental math genius. I had to calculate on the calculator. I would not mess that up. Anyways, point was is that, yeah, that's a lot of beads. You have to do several thousand of anything. It gets a little monotonous, but just like, hey, what if some hobbies and their products are underwhelming on purpose because we don't want to be overwhelmed by what happens next? This is the crux of pastimes. It's like, yeah, why do I have to make the best of anything all the time? It's like, yeah, what if some things are just for me, just for the hell of it, just to pass the time between other big ideas, such as the Auror's Office, Mr. Beast on Discovery Channel, or let's see what the other ones I was working on. I guess I was just mostly messing with other influencers, giving like, hey, we should do this idea. Just because it's fun and interesting. Lately, the Mole and Labe, which is what I started calling the workout, giving 500 watts, either constant on a matrix bike or hold above on a Concept 2, which does not have the control system to downregulate the resistance when you go faster, so you have a consistent power output, which is what the constant watt motor does. Gives you more endurance because then you don't have to worry about the margin, because the margin I had on the first Mole and Labe attempt, you know, when I'm wearing these same green pants I'm wearing now, when I was still in armor, that was, I think I had 700 watts beginning, because I never tried to do 500 watts before. Nobody knows what that was like. I was like, okay, well, here, I'll make a workout out of it. And it's like, I got 43 seconds. I forgot to do a rolling start when I did it again. a couple times at LA Fitness on the Matrix bike, but it's like, yeah, rolling starts are enabled. It's like, because we turn 500 watts, it's like, dude, the difference is gonna be like plus minus like a second. So it's like, yeah, it might be important for personal record reasons, but it's not actually that important procedurally. I do recommend having a little bit of start velocity so you don't break the machine and try to spin up the damper. Anyways, that's almost all of the D's here. I think I need like what, 4 more and maybe 7 more or something. Just a couple more in this region. Try to clear the tray every time, and if there's a couple excess, I put them with the storage at the bottom because they all sit to the bottom. They just keep them off the carpet because unless you have a vacuum cleaner, which I don't right now. I mean, there's one in the closet, but it's like, dude, there's so much that crumbs on the ground. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, dude, I don't want to add to the problem. Crumbs and everything. Anyways, but yeah, dumping the whole thing out into a tray, not a good idea. This is like a jeweler's tray, I'm pretty sure, where you put like little diamonds and it helps you line it up so that the faces are up so you can inspect them or something. But yeah, it has little ridges to help you line them up, facets up and flat side down, so that you can do this art form easily by shaking the tray very lightly. I think this one's still upside down. 1 second. There it goes. Tolerances are pretty tight on the injection mold to make this device. So good luck doing it with that one, seriously. So let's see, I got any more D's hanging out in here? I'm pretty sure that was all of them. I think I got the exact number. See? Nothing in the tray. Oh, wait, no, there's 3 right here. Let's do this 3 right here. I see them. 1, 2, and ow, right, see, I got 5. Okay, a couple extra. They give you like double as many, triple as many as you need because they're so light. The shipping costs are basically negligible for this product. So honestly, it might be a generic diamond dotz. I'm not even sure if that exists yet. I got it without a box for Christmas. My sister might have given it as a gift, but then the person was unable to, the recipient initially was probably unable to actually like invest the time because it literally takes several dozen hours to make one of these things. So if you are busy self-actualizing or have other cool shit going on, it's like, yo, this is not gonna work. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for more jobs, or waiting to hear back from jobs I've applied for. Here's hoping one of them comes through for me. I have no idea when or how that's gonna work, but it looks like we got a lot of P's and G's over here. I might do G's. We got a lot of G here and a lot of N. Let's see, G is let's see, number 6. Let's see, put 3 back. Keep the numbers vertical so I can see them without rifling through them. But picking them up and dropping some is the enemy, right? Just cut the little corner here. Purples here. So let's see, 6, double check, 6G, and this is for G. Make sure you got all the G's. G's are gonna be all around here. Probably a couple dozen. Just like a little thing here. Oh, my friend from high school just got online. Hello. Dude, she saw me outside of Uncle Ike's like a couple months ago. And I was like, I walked in there trying to apply for a job as a bartender, and I was like, hi, I'm Uncle Ike's niece. They probably thought it was a riot, but they asked me to get on Indeed. I was like, what the fuck is Indeed? I was like, you don't apply in person anymore? It's like, yeah, it's because applying in person is probably a high entanglement scenario if you're not careful, especially if you're in contact or food envenomated. It's like, I don't want to say it's poisoning, but it's like, it's probably poisoning too. Like, dark wizards know no bounds when it comes to performing optical isolations and performing divination from what they surveil that way. It's just like, yeah, dark wizards are real. Hence the Aura's office. It's like, what? We don't actually care about parking tickets and much other stuff anymore? It's like, yeah, it's like a bunch of them are probably inadvertent envenomation cases of an optically isolated S enantiomer. It doesn't actually have to be any of the top 3 that I was referring to before. It could be probably all sorts of ones, maybe with various substitutions or even isotoped to make them more heavy or light to increase or decrease the octave of the voices you hear from it. But it's like, I'm not really sure. I just had to have been that way, you know. I think they had to have been that way. I don't actually have experience with this stuff. It's like, I am poor. I just happen to have taken my pre-medical prerequisites to apply to medical school, as I have a background in organic chemistry and medicine, but only insofar as I applied and shadowed and things like that. But yeah, it's like, I am actually a mechanical engineer by trade, but mechanical engineers got to do all sorts of stuff. So it's like, yeah, diverse background. It's like, it's so diverse, and companies all want you to have the exact same background as the company's background is. It's like, what? Like, how is this actually important? I thought smart people are valuable everywhere. It's like, yeah, they are. They just don't want to pay you a lot, so you can come in as a level 1 and pivot. And it's like, yeah, hopefully that culture will die soon. Anyways, I have no idea what to do about my life, so it's like, I'm gonna just apply Disneyland or something. Like, maybe they like entertaining people. I'm pretty entertaining, right? I actually can't see my view count. I just know I'm the shit. Or they're artificially low because of a bunch of bullshit reporters. It's like, yeah, my content's actually really very level 1ist. It's like, if you're hating on it, it's like probably because you were harassed by someone. It's like, or coerced by, or dark wizards, etc. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a joke, but that's because my life reads like a comedy. Anyways. Oh, let's see, I think I need to add a little bit more wax. Some of the wax might actually be sticky enough to deposit onto the beads, and then, or just be impeded by dust in the room. I'm using a tiny bit on the tip here to fill the little cup on the end of this little tool. I assume that these are supposed to be given as pastimes for hospital patients who are stuck inside of a room, can't do anything, but also are in a situation where they have to have tools that cannot be used to assault another patient. As like, that's what they do for you in the ward at Harborview, is that you get to use the insides of pens. You don't even get the full pen. But yeah, that's because some people in there deserve to be assaulted. Like, holy shit, right? It's like, that was the worst part about it. Anyways, I'd rather die than go back there. And start hacking my phone, duping all my fucking authenticated information and shit like that. Assault by olanzapine, etc. Olanzapine is a completely useless drug. It does not do anything for psychosis. Because psychosis, again, fake diagnosis, is actually RS network abuse. But it's like, what do you mean by RS network abuse? It's about R is for rectum and S is for sinistral. And I think RS reversals are responsible for the transmission of electrochemical signals, or at least the evidence of, in between beings when an electrochemical signal passes by an R configuration or an S configuration for that matter. It kind of does whack-a-mole, where it literally pushes the probability cloud into the shape of the other, because it's like, oh, well, when we were in a racemic formation, it's like, yeah, this electron is like over here, and it's like, sometimes it's shaped like this S1 over here, and sometimes it's shaped like R, but it's like, okay, when you push it down, it like pushes on the other one or something like that. And the electron, or at least that part of the electron cloud, is pushed into the opposite sense, and then it comes up on the other one as well, because it's like, oh, well, I'm going to go over here for a second. The electron gets confused going in between the enantiomers. But like I was saying, we see electrons drop in and out of the universe all the time. Usually they release a photon when they go down valence levels, or become plasma if they go to up a bunch of them. But just like, oh yeah, well, where'd it go afterwards? Or like, how do we find it? The answer is, you can't. It's like, we don't interact with other universes. But it's like, so what's going on with that shit? It's like, I don't know. I have to think about it from my couch. That's all I can do. But unfortunately, quantum mechanics is the one science you can do from your couch, which is good, because I am poor. Like, I don't actually know many people as poor as I am. I keep getting underpaid as well, but it's like, yeah, because I only ever get one job opportunity at a time. It's like, regardless of good or bad performance, it's just like, dude, it's like, I should probably just be a career writer or something like that. My adult content was too good being free, so I just do that for free. It's like, it's more fun being famous. It's like, too bad you cannot derive benefits from it. And certainly not in a city like this. It's one of the most hostile cities on the fucking planet, where it concerns people who are non-super ultra-rich managers or something like that. It's like, we literally have an income disparity gap so great that it's like, you're literally walking into a death sentence when it becomes cold outside. So it's like, yeah, look out for that. Anyways, if you happen to be stuck outside, maybe just feed some animals. They're homeless too. It's like, my advice is, speak in a higher inflection to get their attention and let them know that you're talking to them, especially with the rhymey-wimeys. I say, hey, Squidododus, how are you? That's usually what I say when I address the squirrels. Or, what's up, Crowbro? Because I address the Crowbros, which are actually females, but it's just like, yeah, they like me known as Crowbros because they know it means to talk to me. Apparently the crows and the squirrels like to collaborate, because it's like, oh yeah, The crow's got a good bird's eye view, as it were, and the squirrels have an incredibly sensitive nose, and so yeah, they team up to not starve to death, especially where one likes one food group and the other does not like that food group. So this is something when I've encountered a lady and I think her son at Matthew's Beach who were feeding crystallized orange to some squirrels. And I was like, oh, here's some tips. Apparently they love packaging because it's a lot better than a leaf to stay dry, and they are actually a little bit wary of sugar. And so I say that they speak Bruxic English because like they like to brux, tapping their teeth or whatever to grind them down, but they do not like too much sugar because it deteriorates their teeth. Same with the crows. The crows are very wary of sugar because just a little bit will cause beak rot. And but yeah, so you gotta make sure you put the food on a table. It's like also if you put stuff in a tree, you put it at the crotch of the branches so that it's too high for a dog to get at, but then the bird cannot land, and that's the way the squirrels know it's specifically for them. They're always looking out for the stuff. They hate to be known as stealing from humans, so they actually kind of prefer slightly stale food because it's like, oh, no one wants this, and I can do this guilt-free because just like other mammals, they suffer guilt and shame and but also triumph and achievement, and it's just like, yeah. So when you give them a peanut butter jar, if they can't get it open, I walked up and opened it for the guy, and it's like, oh my god, that's the nicest human ever, or something. I'm pretty sure that's what he was thinking, what he was saying. It's like, yeah, dude, I didn't realize you can't actually apply torque to the lid, and so it's like, dude, they chewed the hole through the polypropylene, or actually, is PTFE, whatever. No, that's is that Teflon? Whatever, the polymer jar, and it's like, oh my gosh, I should have made it a little bit looser. I didn't actually tighten it down, but just even a slight turn, they have much difficulty going like this to a non-fixed object. If it was fixed at the base, that squirrel might have had a better chance. Excuse me. Cadence games, gotcha. Anyways, it's like, this is why my account's banned, because they clean when I do art. I got a notification saying that some of my content was limiting recommendations. It's like, you don't have to recommend your Facebook. It's like, I'm recommended enough of them as it is. But it's okay, I'm sure it's all AI generated. But yeah, optical isolations are the crux of one-way surveillance instead of racemic, which is often two-way. Focal timber, that's something I can do, but it's like, I don't know about everyone else. It's like, that might be something I picked up because my life depended on it. Same with directional entanglement. So it's like, oh yeah, I can walk around the Brooklyn Trail and know when I hear a fan in the other house. And it's like, oh, I got a fan over here. It's like on the back left. It's like, oh yeah. But yeah, it's like, what if, I'm pretty sure our brains evolved to do entanglement specifically for commanding forces and conducting successful pneumatic missions. But it's just like when you have a small group of people who need to travel huge distances, what are you going to do? Yell really loud? It's like our lives depended on this. And so it's like, I'm quite certain that quantum entanglement is real at this point. And quantum entanglement rates the informations as the cause of so-called psychosis, but also incredibly important correspondence. So it's like, yeah, because it's untraceable, but it is surveillable. Hey, Dad, there's coffee for you there.
What?
There's coffee for you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. He's got to go play pickleball. 80 years young, pickleball extraordinaire. It's like, I'm envious. I'm terrible at ball sports. I can never read a ball. It's just like, yeah. I'm more of like individual sports. You know what I mean? That's why I like doing power metrics and stuff. But don't actually compete. Competing is not necessary. I just like the fulfillment of the activity. It's endorphins, right? It's just like, I just haven't worked out because I can't afford a membership. Can't afford a membership. And, well, that's it. Honestly, the contract works great because it is itself a workout. And I was working in a full squat for most of yesterday. So it's just like, my leg's a little bit sore, back a little bit sore, but it's like, I'm not injured. That's the thing, is like, working while injured, that's how you get like extra hurt and suffer overuse injuries. It's like, I'm literally just a little tired. I work out all the time, so it's like, strong back, I'll be fine. It was actually really fun to go to the transfer station and just like shot put and toss the rolled up carpets as far into the pile as possible. I was like, this is fun as fuck. Anyway. Okay, let's see. It's easier to listen to me via entanglement than it is to actually listen to the live stream. But it's like, hey, if you want to check on the congruencies of what I'm saying and what I'm thinking, you'll notice that I am nice and logically consistent. Oh, thank God he's wearing pants. Okay. Cover this side up just a little bit more. Every time this goes uncovered is how you get more dust on it, so it's like, oh yeah. So, the brand name Diamond Dotz Midnight Cat, which is over there, had a little bit sturdier of covers, and which is nice for a lot of things, but it's actually a lot easier to just cut up sections of it and put the old sections down over the others. You can see this in the time-lapse videos. This one has a much finer width about it. It's just like, yeah, it looks great. A little easier to work with instead of cutting it. But when the other one's too stiff, you can't really fold it or anything. And when you fold it, it gets kinks in it. This one has those folded like the fabric was. So you got little ridges on here. The last one would have been nice to have flattened out. I was able to leave it flat for like extreme long time. I had it for almost a year before actually doing the Midnight Cat. And I guess I could probably shut it off a little bit just in a second. But yeah, see. Whoa. There, see? This looks just like my cat Skittles, who I don't know where he is, but I'm sure. Anyways, yeah, this one is a little easier to get nice and flat. This one got wrapped up and stored for a while or something like that, but it's like, that's okay. Maybe after enough of the dots have been placed, it'll weigh it down and make it flatter, but it's like, it's okay. Just tape it down and make it easy to work with. But yeah, if you want to know about quantum entanglement, look at the lore files from the Mass Effect, but also Veritas Serum on YouTube. The video is almost 10 years old. It's like, and there's something that was speculated and researched in the 30s, and so it's like, yeah, this is not a new concept, but I think the applications are definitely new, and it's like, when I came across them independently, from just judging my own experience and assessing what had been done, even though partly incorrect about as to what had happened, I was still certain as to its effects, and so that's why I wrote that paper in March. And so I actually wrote it on the 31st of March, as fast as I could, handwritten. It was like 11:30, 11:45 at night. I was like, dude, I think I just figured this out. Like, I have to put this online as soon as possible, because there's not a single person who can even talk to me about it, because I don't know anyone who has my background in either physics or chemistry, or in this case, drugs. And it's just like, so I post online in hopes that someone might talk to me about it. Sure enough, someone did, but it's like, not in person. And, but I had to do it before April 1st, otherwise people might think it was an April Fool's joke, which is, I'm sure, that some people would like you to believe, but it's like, yeah, that's probably because they're using it for some dark wizardry bullshit. Every time, dude. Anyways. We know the type. They have one move. They're not known for being creative. So it's just like, I look out for that. If someone's trying to tell you that you have psychosis, you tell them to fuck right off. Do not accept misdirection medicine as the means to get healthy. It's like, doctors are full of shit, dude. Anyways. They don't like being told how to do their jobs by me. So it's like, yeah, they don't want to see me. I just see why. Anyways. Plus, I'd rather die. So fuck them. Alright. I'm almost ready to take a break here. Yeah, I got a little ranty and I swear a lot, but it's just like, so what? It's like, what if it's just doing crafts, man. It's a craft stream. Let's let me guess, banned? Sure. Anyways, I look forward to hearing more about the Auror's office. That was like the funniest thing I came up with. It's like, dude, I don't know anything about British comedies, and so it's like, honestly, I think a lot of my favorite actors and actresses and influencers want to just do something different in general. So it's like, yeah, maybe they can do that. It's like the Western content machine Pawn Stars hybrid, where it's like, dude, we need Jeff Bridges in here to narrate A Journey Across America, talking history and stuff, like Ian McCallum and whatever. So they can do all the stuff that's like True Grit, but just the grit machine. And then the content machine girls can do their saloon cabaret stuff, because it's like, yeah, dude, it's like different time periods and different English are super interesting and fun. Like, they don't need a whistle, Dad. They can hear you open the door. Anyways. That just pisses off the neighbors. Whatever. But who gives a shit? Like, But yeah, I just keep imagining celebrities as being parodies of themselves and just like making up stories about them and whatever. It's like have like what, like 30 episodes or something of Mr. Beast on Discovery, and each one has like a element of quantum entanglement or something about chemistry or physics and how it works, and then a couple funny premises, some lowbrow humor just to make sure it gets used because it's supposed to be AI generated, because it's like I can't produce things, and it's just like, yeah, of course. Anyways, maybe someday I can derive my basic needs from being a writer, or possibly hosting or adding to either the Mass Effect prequel, also something I was doing a bunch of creative work on, and then just privately, of course, just imagining how it would have to be. Like, can someone get anything with Kojima in here, please? Anyway, the point was that, and also the live action RPG Mass Effect being Lingerie Effect, ERV Effect, Inglourious Bastards Effect, the Macrogonus logs in general is like, I was just capturing my musings about a subject, and it's just like, yeah, it has elements of fiction, but it's just like science was as true as possible to my knowledge, and written in what I like to call inescapably clear English, which is based on a quote from Pirates of the Caribbean when Commodore Norrington is talking to Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's like, do I make myself clear? And then he's like, inescapably. And so like apparently that was something that was tried to patent that or whatever at a certain company, trying to say that was their own thing. It's like, nope, that's just how the Martins communicate, because we hate being misunderstood, because we're so smart we appear insane to people. That's just how it goes. Anyways, it's like, I'm sure they're probably up in arms over this talk right now, but it's like, what are they gonna do? Arrest me? Anyways. You want good words? Hire a languager. Anyways. Not like another, let's see, like, I'll probably just do fold this over like this and then do this side next. But I think we're ready to take a break.